Hi, I am Mia Khalifa. Today's topic is, here's the rewritten version in clear paragraphs, with no headings or subheadings and no names mentioned anywhere. A little bit of porn never hurt anybody, right? That really depends on who you ask. The truth is that when it comes to erections, relationships, and mental health, adult content can be both helpful and harmful, depending on how it's used. Understanding the science and the practical realities behind it makes it easier to see which side of that line someone may be on. Porn use becomes problematic when it starts replacing real human connection. For people who masturbate regularly while going days or weeks without physical intimacy, the body and brain can begin to prefer solo stimulation over partnered sex. Over time, this can lead to avoiding intimacy in a relationship or making little effort to pursue one at all. The body learns what it practices, and repeated habits shape desire. Another issue is that frequent solo sexual activity can weaken the ability to form strong sexual connections with another person. When someone pleasures themselves, everything is controlled perfectly: speed, pressure, and stimulation. When this happens repeatedly while watching specific types of content, the brain begins associating arousal with what's on a screen rather than with a real person. Eventually, erections may depend on very specific visual triggers. When real-life situations don't match those scenarios, performance can suffer. The good news is that this conditioning can be reversed with healthier habits. Excessive porn use also interferes with communication. Many people stop talking openly with their partners about desire, preferences, and boundaries, and instead rely on videos as their primary source of sexual education. This creates distance and misunderstanding, when real intimacy actually depends on honest conversation and emotional connection. Another common consequence is what can be described as a post-ejaculatory hangover. After ejaculation, dopamine levels drop, and the body needs time to rebuild sexual desire. When ejaculation happens too frequently, especially multiple times a day, interest in sex decreases and erections become harder to maintain when it truly matters. Over time, this can affect motivation, energy, mood, relationships, and even work performance. Sexual energy is closely tied to overall vitality, and wasting it excessively can leave a person feeling drained and unmotivated. Problematic porn use can also increase arousal tolerance. What once felt stimulating may no longer be enough, leading to a search for more extreme content. Eventually, some people find themselves watching things that don't align with their values or real-life desires. This escalation can be unsettling and is a clear sign that boundaries may be needed. That said, porn isn't inherently bad. When used occasionally and with a partner, it can introduce new ideas, help explore fantasies, and add variety to a healthy sex life. In some cases, it can increase confidence, reduce anxiety, and even improve satisfaction when it's shared intentionally. Watching together can heighten arousal and bring partners closer if it remains occasional and consensual. Problems arise when porn becomes a requirement rather than an option. Relying on videos to initiate intimacy can remove spontaneity and emotional connection. Overuse can lead to compulsive behavior, feelings of isolation, worsening depression, and intimacy issues. Moderation and self-awareness are essential. Using porn responsibly means setting clear limits and being honest about motivation. If it's being used out of loneliness, boredom, or emotional distress, it's more likely to cause harm. Choosing content that respects people and avoiding exploitative material also matters, as repeated exposure can influence attitudes and expectations about sex and relationships. Open communication with a partner about porn use is crucial so that it enhances rather than damages the relationship. There are clear signs that porn use may be excessive. These include prioritizing it over responsibilities or real intimacy, needing increasingly extreme content to feel aroused, and feeling guilt, anxiety, or emotional distress afterward. Asking simple questions, such as whether intimacy is being avoided or whether energy feels depleted after ejaculation, can help clarify whether changes are needed. If cutting back feels necessary, it doesn't have to happen all at once. Gradually reducing usage, removing easy access, and setting realistic limits can help the brain reset. Support from therapy, coaching, or accountability partners can be incredibly helpful, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Reconnecting with real-life intimacy is key. Emotional closeness, physical affection, meaningful conversation, and shared experiences all rebuild desire naturally. Reducing excessive porn use often restores energy, motivation, and focus, not just sexually but in every area of life. When attention shifts back to real connection, relationships tend to thrive. Porn can be a tool for exploration, but moderation is essential. When it starts interfering with relationships, work, or overall well-being, it's time to reassess. Taking control early prevents it from taking control later, and choosing real connection over constant stimulation is where lasting fulfillment comes from.